It's finally here, Panama Canal Day. On my present voyage, the Panama Canal Day falls on day 6, halfway through the cruise already. I'm so excited. The Panama Canal has been on my bucket list forever. After spending the previous days walking around the ship to scope out a good place to film the crossing, I decided to get up bright and early to get a good spot. So I woke up at 4:30 a.m. and I was out the door with all my cameras just after 5 a.m., just as we were approaching the Centennial Bridge that was built mostly by the Chinese to help ease the traffic at the Panama Canal. I knew there were a few places that I could watch the transit, either from my balcony or from the aft or rear of the ship, and then 2 locations forward on the ship, either on deck 11 or deck 8. I first went to deck 8 thinking that there would be more people on deck 11, and to my surprise, at 5:15 a.m. it was full. So first I tried to find a place to put my camera, and eventually I decided, let's just go up to deck 11 at the observation area that's just in front of the bridge of the ship. Something I learned while on the crossing is that when any ship enters the Panama Canal, the ship captain basically surrenders the ship to the Panama Canal pilots. In order for the ship to cross the canal, there must be a complete harmony between all parties. Special-made tugboats that have much stronger engines than regular tugs latch onto the front and the back of the ship and control the ship from swaying from side to side. And so, to my understanding, the Panama Canal pilot at the bridge of the ship only propels the ship forward. Along with these things are men ashore with additional lines to stabilize the ship even further. There are 3 locks in the part of the Panama Canal that we crossed. These locks are called the Agua Clara locks, which were opened in 2016. The newer set that were built to accommodate larger ships wishing to cross over. The previous set of locks were only able to fit a certain size of ship, and that size was called Panamax. The Agua Clara locks were built to exceed that size, which is called Neo-Panamax. You'll see what kind of ship I'm talking about when we transit back through the locks. Now, this cruise is only a partial transit, which means we only went through half of the locks and turned around. In a full transit Panama Canal crossing, you would cross from one side of Panama to the other. While they were building the Panama Canal, they also created what was once the largest man-made lake, called Gatun Lake, which is used to provide water to the Panama Canal. If I was to be on a full transit cruise, man, that would be cool. I would have entered on the Atlantic Ocean side into one set of locks, sailed through Gatun Lake, through the second set of locks into the Pacific Ocean side. Another interesting fact is that the original Panama Canal once was under American control, and construction of the canal was finished by the Americans. The land was given to the US in return for assisting Panama with gaining their independence. However, we turned control back over to Panama, and it has been under their control ever since. In fact, these newer set of locks, the Agua Clara locks, were built by Panama. Each set of locks is actually 2 locks that can work independently of each other in case one breaks, so they can fix it while the canal remains in service. Why is the Panama Canal so important? Well, money. If the Panama Canal didn't exist, ships would have to pay a whole lot more to sail all the way around South America in order to get to the other side. Anyway, on Panama Canal Day, we didn't book an excursion, although you can book an excursion to watch the ships go through the locks from ashore. I didn't do anything else that day other than watch and learn about the Panama Canal, a dream I've had since I first learned about the canal in high school so many years ago. Throughout the transit, one of the ship's staff would talk about the history of the canal and what was going on. So there's definitely lots to learn about while aboard. After our transit through the Panama Canal, we docked in Cristobal, which is normally just to pick up passengers who went ashore for excursions. However, when we got there, the captain told us that since we had gotten through so early, which he says is unusual because there is normally a line of ships waiting to get through the canal, passengers were permitted to go ashore in Cristobal, where there were shuttles waiting to take people to some small shops nearby. Otherwise, there wasn't really anything to see in Cristobal except what you see here. So thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I'll see you tomorrow in Costa Rica.